Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Healthy Happy Hour brought to you by Quality Foods here in the Town Plaza Shopping Center in Toccoa. It's going to be a great day. We got a lot of things going for you here today. We're going to be making Cajun shrimp. We'll teach you how to make that Cajun seasoning, and it's going to be over rutabaga rice. I know that sounds crazy, but you're going to love rutabaga rice. It's also going to be served with a side of asparagus, and that asparagus is covered in Parmesan and got lemon on top of it, too. So it's going to be a fun day, and we got a surprise coming up for you in just a few minutes. So let's get started on our shrimp. I've got a little water going here, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. This recipe calls for chicken broth, but I don't want to do chicken broth. I am going to do a shrimp broth, a seafood broth. You think that'd be good?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually going to make it more shrimpy by putting these tails, and these are Argentine shrimp. Now, in the dance, in the tango, they call it an Argentine tango. So I don't know if the word's Argentine or Argentine. Don't know. Anyway, but anyway, they're red Argentine shrimp. And these are really good ones because they already come deveined.
Are you putting the shells in there?
I am. I'm making the broth.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to make the broth out of. Instead of chicken broth, we're going to have shrimp broth. So I'm just going to let these cook down and get a little shrimp taste to them. And then I'll get these over here and we'll put them in. I don't know. I guess I had this other dish out here. I guess I was going to put those in and put them all in at once. But why not just go ahead and put them in?
Landon Morgan is watching.
Landon's going to be a guest on the show tomorrow night. Got his first win. Yeah, excited for Landon. That's going to be fun. We're looking forward to that. By the way, tomorrow night's Champ Racing Show, Debbie and Mike Love are going to join us. And Mike's in the Hall of Fame. Man, they just take me back so many years to when I was announcing at Lanier National Speedway and with the NASCAR All-Pro Series. And then, of course, with the NASCAR Busch Series, Debbie drove in the Busch Series. So it's going to be a fun time tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Eastern, right here on Facebook Live. And if you're in the Atlanta area, you can pick us up on 99.3 FM, My Country as well. So anyway, what were you saying, sweetie?
Oh, I was telling you Vinny was also.
Oh, of course, Vinny's on. Man, Vinny's been fixing some good stuff. I've been watching lately what he's been doing. And he fixed our recipe from last week. And quite honestly, Vinny, yours looked better than mine did. It looked really good. I think I didn't put as many mushrooms in as you did. But Vinny is he is sold on rutabagas. And I'll tell you, Vinny, I went to town today and I got a rutabaga. And I got the smallest one I could find. And that's it. That's the smallest one I could find.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, a rutabaga is just such a well-rounded plant, or I don't know, plant.
Is it a vegetable?
It's a vegetable, yeah. And rutabaga you would think it looks like a turnip, but it's actually part of the cabbage family. Isn't that crazy?
It is.
I don't know exactly how that fits in the picture, but it is part of the cabbage family. So, interesting stuff. Let me get these tails over here. So anyway, we've got this little broth that's going right here.
Now, how long does this broth have to cook?
Yeah, it just needs to come to a boil and the shells kind of cook up. So it's really...
It looks like you don't have enough water.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. This stuff's been sitting in there, so I'm going to pour that in too because it's got the same flavor to it.
That's right, it does.
It reminds me of that little putrid water in China that the shrimp were swimming in. I have to tell you that story. We were in China and doing business over there, and the Chinese leaders, they kind of test Americans to see what they're made of. And so they put these shrimp, they call them prawns in China. They put these prawns in this putrid pond water. And they're kind of swimming around. They're live. They're swimming around in there. And you're supposed to take them with your chopsticks and dunk them in Chinese wine, which is very strong, and eat them while the shrimp are passed out. And, of course, I did. I mean, I'll eat anything.
Forget about that.
Yeah. So anyway, that was one of those crazy nights in China. We had a lot of fun with the Chinese
you got another
people.
story to tell. Landon Morgan wants to know how the yellow hat came about.
Landon. Well, a couple of things, Landon. When I was announcing for NASCAR, they wanted me to be able to see me in the pits. So they asked me to wear something bright colored so they could spot me in the pits, and they'd be up in the tower and they'd say, "Oh, Charles is down with Rusty Wallace. Let's go down to Charles." So that's the way it got started. Plus, I found out as long as I had something bright colored on, I didn't get hit on the racetrack. Many times I'm out on the racetrack, not at NASCAR events, but at local tracks, I'll be out on the track when the cars are actually doing hot laps or rolling around, or I'll be doing some kind of special presentation while they're ironing out the track. And it just helps me to be seen better. So that's the reason behind the yellow hat. It just kind of stuck because of that. All right, so our shrimp shells are going. Now, I've got the oven up here. We're at 300 and something degrees right now. Let me show you what I'm doing with that. Debbie's still got a little tummy issue going on. So I've got these are cool. These are cauliflower crust pizzas. They're available at almost every grocery store right now under several different names. California Kitchens is one. Cauliflower is another brand name. And so what I'm going to do is...
These are delicious.
Yeah, this is a mushroom sausage pepperoni pizza. I took their pepperoni off because it's beef and pretty high fat. And I'm going to add a little more low moisture kind of, I don't know, better diet cheese, if you want to call it that.
Cheese.
Yeah, diet cheese. And then I'm going to take pepperonis. Now, these are turkey pepperonis. Check this out.
Yes,
70% less fat. Again, these are available anywhere that pepperoni is sold. You'll see this rack with these turkey pepperonis on also, and they taste just as good. And I'm going to layer these so Debbie will have something to eat while I'm enjoying the shrimp.
I'm not much into seafood.
Yeah, Debbie's not a seafood person. She is a... Matter of fact, Tina Butts, our friends, and Shane are at the beach this week. I told them to eat some seafood for me because Lord knows I love the seafood. So they were saying they probably couldn't catch the show live. Now, and I learned this from Shaquille O'Neal on the, what is it, the commercial he does? Is it Domino's?
Yeah.
No, Papa John's. Anyway, he said, always put a little cheese on top of your pepperoni. That makes it look good and just gives you a little something to hold the pepperonis down. So I save a little bit of this cheese.
You know how I love cheese.
I know. Yeah, we all know how you love cheese, sweetheart. And you know what cheese will do for you. A moment on the lips, and you know that story.
Yeah.
So this is going to go in now.
It is cauliflower.
It is cauliflower after all. So that's going to go in for 12 minutes. So that way Debbie's will be done just about the time that mine is done.
Lori Parker is watching.
Lori Parker. Lori sent me a message. She wanted to know about this Nakari knife. They pronounce it Nakati, like the R is with a T, but we call it Nakari. But this is the Pioneer Woman knife, and it is so good, man. It's thin, and it just slices. It's the only thing I've seen that will slice through a rutabaga because a rutabaga is so dense. Speaking of rutabaga, let me show you what we're doing right now. In order to rice this rutabaga, I have my mandolin here, and on it I have got these little things up where I can make it like noodles. The instructions, everybody says that you should take your rutabaga and spiralize it. But it's so dense, I can't get the spiralizer to work. Debbie thought I was going to break it last time I tried it. So what happens is, I'm going to run this down like that. And of course, what I get is these cool little noodles. Almost like little bitty French fries. So we will continue to do that. Now,
where's your handle?
I'm getting very skeptical of going any further with that. So I want to now, use the proper tool for it because I don't want to get my hands anywhere near it. And again, we're just trying to make this smaller so it will rice well in the food processor. Let me see if I can get one more little swipe out. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to have to take that off right there, slide that over here. Now, my Nakari knife, I'll get to use it, Lori. So I'm just going to chop this up into like little matchsticks.
Jimmy Robinson's watching.
Jimmy! Jimmy came up here for his son. I didn't even know Jimmy had a son. He came up for his son's graduation the other day. All right, so we go into the food processor with this. And we're going to rice it. If you already see here, I've already got some of this done. That's already riced up. You can do this in like grits. You can get it really fine, or you can do it like rice. It is just such a versatile. Look at that. Isn't that great? It's just automatic. So it'll do it 3 times. Then I'll do some more in here. And now I want to pulse it.
Danny Gant is watching, and Gary Hyatt.
Boy, I tell you what, Danny and him, they had such trouble with that car. I think the car has done it in, but Terry Calhoun has got him a brand new. Whoop. Never mind. I don't think I'm supposed to tell that story yet.
Gary Hyatt is
Back
watching.
up. Gary Hyatt. My goodness, there's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Gary, hope you're doing good, man.
Brady
Good to talk
Hunt
to you.
is watching.
Yeah, Brady's always doing stuff. Brady's checking everything out. Brady's getting ready to, hopefully he'll get his car out soon. And so we'll get to see him on the track. So now I've got everything riced up. You know what? I want to rice that just a little more. It's like kernels of corn right now. So I want to, might help. I don't know that I can do anymore. We'll just leave it big. Okay.
Leave it big.
Leave it big. So what the heck? All right. So now it's time to get some of these things going. So I want to get my rice in.
William Hicks is watching.
Oh, that's Spanky.
Spanky.
Spanky, yeah, driver of the Zero.
Zero.
All right, so here we go. We're going to put our rice rutabaga in there. Let me tell you, rutabaga has very little taste. It's not like cauliflower. And it's I just prefer it as a rice over anything else that we've done. And it takes on the flavor of whatever you're doing. I am just highly impressed.
And it's good for you.
Rutabaga. Yeah, it's a vegetable. It's
right.
a veggie. It's not a tough rice thing like you normally get. All right, so I'm going to take this. Oh, I don't have my strainer. Let me get it out of here. Oh, PJ, you're in the way. We're going to have to put PJ down here in just a minute. Now, that crazy cat has got all kinds of things going on whenever it comes to the kitchen. He just loves being in the kitchen. All right, so this was our shrimp noodles. I mean, our shrimp shells. So we're just putting that broth in. Oh, did not mean to do that.
Got to get them out.
Got to get them out. Don't want any shrimp legs. You know, there's a time to eat the shrimp tails. That's in China, but not here whenever you're in the United States. So we got
they
all
like
that
everything
going.
we throw away.
Yeah, we had chicken knees. Who ever heard of chicken knees? But that's what we had when we were in China, chicken knees. Isn't that crazy?
Mm.
I used a little bit of my olive oil that I intended to put in there. So I'm going to put that over here in my shrimp. So let me show you what I'm doing with the shrimp now. Okay, now Cajun seasoning. You can buy Cajun seasoning, but you know us. We don't like to buy anything that we can make. I just want to show you how to make Cajun seasoning in case you don't buy it. So we're putting in a little bit of salt. And by the way, just like it, and I'll send this recipe to you. Here's a little bit of, that's garlic powder. Here's onion powder going in. Here's some red pepper flakes, just a little bit of red pepper flakes. Here's a little bit of cayenne pepper going in.
So this is
Again, this is Cajun. So it's got just a little, it's not Creole, it's Cajun. Here's some black pepper.
What's the difference in Creole and Cajun?
Creole's a little hotter.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And this is herbes de Provence. Now, herbes de Provence, you can make this, but it's basically Italian seasoning. We all know what Italian seasoning is. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, right? That's Italian seasoning. This has fennel seeds in it. So that's the difference in herbes de Provence. And this is paprika. So smoked paprika is going in as well. And we're just going to
stir it up.
Stir it up.
Let me see if I can say this right.
McKeon.
Huh?
McKeon?
No, Smeraldi. Chris Smeraldi, I believe is how you say it. I don't know
that name.
Yeah, someone new. Roger Murray's watching.
Yeah, that's right. Roger now. I've known Roger for all his life, I think. So we're going to do a little bit of, this is some cloves of garlic. It started out, I thought it was 2 cloves of garlic. Turned out it was a whole lot more than that. It was just a whole bunch of little bitty cloves. So we're going to put those in there. And where's my knife of choice? I can't find it, so I'll get another one here. And so we're going to put that garlic in there. And I'll just save this, get that out of there for, I didn't bring a trash bowl out. PJ in your way?
No, he's fine.
Okay. So anyway, the garlic goes in as well. So we're going to put that all in there like that. And that'll get ready to go in here once our rice is doing its thing. So we're going to let that go. And we're going to cook most of this liquid out just like you would for any other kind of dish. And I'm going to put it over here on the high heat so that liquid will boil out of there.
David Cash is watching.
David, yeah, man. Good folks. A lot of folks that I've been around for a lot of years, sweetheart. You You may not know a lot of these folks. We were in school together and in band together and racing together and all kinds of things.
Cool.
All right, so Debbie's Pizza is doing well. Now, let's talk about our asparagus. So we're going to put the asparagus in. We're going to get our grill pan going. Now, there's a couple of ways of doing asparagus. I'm using a medium asparagus, not those big, thick things, so I don't want them to cook pretty quickly. The asparagus will tell you where it wants to break. Yeah. The woody, stemmy part will be on the bottom. Most everybody just cuts off like 2 inches at the bottom. And you may or may not get it right when you do that. So the asparagus will tell you. Debbie's an interior designer, and she's always saying, let the room speak to you. That's sort of what this is doing. Your asparagus is speaking
to you.
Yeah. You see, that one's woody farther up. Let's see. I wanted to mention also, I just can't say enough about our small group at church. Our H2O, Him to Others, Bruce Henderson is our leader, and I have never seen such an involved group with each other. We've got text threads for the ladies and for the men where we just text back and forth every day. And we had a friend of ours who had surgery today. And also we have a daughter that's got some good news. You want to tell Brandy's news?
My daughter, who lives in Jamaica, was diagnosed with breast cancer. Well, a week ago she had a mastectomy. And she went to the doctor today, and she does not have to have chemo or radiation because she is completely cancer-free.
Isn't that fantastic news?
It's just wonderful.
That is just great news. Yeah. All right, so our asparagus is going in. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil to that. And where are my tongs, sweetie pie?
You put them over there last time I saw them.
Well, what have I done with the tongs? Ground control to major tongs.
Here it is.
Oh, there they are. They were in the shrimp. Well, they got a little shrimp juice on them, but that's okay. So we're going to let those start to do their thing. We want to grill these up a little bit. I love using a grill pan. You know, I've got great grills outside, but I find out I just spend most of my time grilling inside, indoors. So our rice is getting really good now. All that liquid is coming out, and we did that, of course, with our shrimp broth, if you want to call it that, our seafood broth that we did from the shrimp. So that was an important thing. So we got this going on with the asparagus. This is going to be a great side dish for this. Originally, by the way, I showed you this rutabaga. If you get a chance, grab your rutabaga, and here's what I found. And I'll show you how I do this. Let me get these things out of the way over here. It's very tough to do this. So even with an Akari knife, you have to come in and do it in quarters like this to split it. There's no way you can do this without splitting it up. And so you have to just kind of, it's almost like splitting a log. You got to go in quarters and get your wedge in there to do it. That's how you do it.
There you go.
And if you try to use a regular chef's knife, there's no way. It's too thick, and it just takes forever. So the Akari knife is the way to go on that.
So if you buy rutabagas and decide you want to put those in your diet, buy a knife to go with it.
Yeah, and you may not get a smaller one as that. They are huge.
They are big.
I got the smallest one I could find, seriously. All right, so, check this out. The rice is getting down there perfect now. So it's time to put the shrimp in. And this shrimp only needs to cook 4 or 5 minutes because it's going to cook quickly just till it's pink.
Yeah,
and
you have to be careful with shrimp, don't you?
You do have to be careful with shrimp. You'll overcook it. When they start to look like a C shape, they're done. If the C ever closes, then you've gone too far.
That looks good.
It does look good, doesn't it? All right, so let's get these going right here. I hear your pizza's about ready to come out, sweetie pie.
It is.
Yeah. So let's get the pizza out. I'll show you how I do that pizza for her. Oops, got stuff going everywhere here. Okay, so there is her pizza. Look how good that looks.
They're so delicious. They are. And you think the cauliflower crust would not be good, but it is delicious.
Yep, it is.
And it's so much healthier for you.
We'll cut that here in just a minute and get her going with that. We're going to let it sit there for just a second or two. Oh, let me turn this off. And I'm going to enhance that by putting the lid on it, and that way it'll help that cook through.
Now, do you mix this juice or pour it straight onto your asparagus?
What now?
The lemon, you just
the lemon will go on at the very end. Yeah, I'm going to put a little garlic in here right now. So we'll put some minced garlic in. And I just want that to just kind of flavor it. So we will let that flavor around in there. Nice
Daniel
and
Markman
green.
is watching.
Daniel, hey man. And here's a little salt that's going to go on it.
David Cash is watching. Roger Murray.
Yeah, those are I've
already mentioned them.
Okay. Now here we go with the juice of a half a lemon. There's my juicer. Here it is.
So you put it directly on.
Yeah, you put it directly on there. And now I've already turned the heat off. Now you coat it with good old Parm.
Good old Parm.
Good old Parmesan cheese. All right, it is about time to plate, sweetie.
All right.
Let's see here. Yeah, these shrimp are doing so nicely. And the rice, the Rutabaga rice is getting seasoned really well. And if you'll notice, like with cauliflower, cauliflower tends to create juice because cauliflower, the juice cooks out of the cauliflower. Rutabaga is so dense, it doesn't do that. I just can't say enough about rutabaga. It is one of my favorite things. Okay, so I'm going to take this right here, and I'm going to do this.
More lemon.
Yeah, I'll show you in a second. All right, I got these fancy new little bowls here today.
Wow, I like them.
Yeah, Debbie likes these little red bowls. Goes with our black kitchen. All right, so we are going to...
Our black kitchen?
Yeah, we have a black kitchen. Black,
well,
black and yellow.
But the walls are red.
The walls are red, you're correct. And the cabinets are yellow. Debbie's an interior designer, so she comes up with all these crazy things to do.
Crazy?
Crazy. All right, so here we go with there's our Cajun shrimp. And now we're going to put
Did you leave room for your asparagus?
I'm going to put some asparagus on the side here. Let me see if I can get the asparagus on the side. And I'm going to garnish it with a twist of lemon on either side. And that is a great, great dish. A little side dish and a little main course there. That's going to be good. Now, Debbie's Pizza. I'm just going to take it traditionally and listen to that crust, how it crackles.
It is. It's crunchy.
It's crunchy, and it's made out of cauliflower. This is one of the best uses of cauliflower I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is.
So
I don't like the other pizza now.
Debbie prefers this.
Yeah, I prefer that.
She was telling her brother the other day he is not a health food person, put it that way. And she was telling him how good this cauliflower pizza is, and he was agreeing that it did taste good, even though he is not. He is a regular pizza kind of person. Well, honey, I didn't get it completely cut through. Sometimes the cheese redoes its thing, before you get done.
And I eat just half of one.
Right, 4 slices.
4 small slices.
So if I can ever get this cut properly, we'll see if we can get it on here. I normally put this out on my cutting board, and I cut it on the cutting board, not on the pizza pan. But the cutting board is kind of in use right now, so that's why I'm having a little more difficulty than normal. All right, so there's Debbie's, and there is mine, and that's it for the Healthy Happy Hour. If you like it, just hit the like button. The next 3 or 4 days, I'll be checking it out. Hit the like button. I'll send you the recipes. You'll enjoy it and have a great night. Look at that. Cajun shrimp over rice, rutabaga rice, asparagus with lemon and Parmesan cheese. Man, it's going to be good eating.